just to enhance.
Under the Spotlight with Donna Darwish.
All right, so we're officially at my favorite time of the week. Under the Spotlight is when we bring in someone we believe is super talented. And this Wednesday, we have someone that we're going to be showing you some of her talents on air. So I'm super hyped about that. We have Katya on the Drive Back Show. Hi, my love.
Hi, Dana. It's so nice to be here. Honestly, I can't believe it. It's a dream come true.
So it's a bit overdue. We've been planning this for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to make the most of our time here together. So I wanted the timing to be right. So I'm so happy that you've joined us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're so young and well-spoken. I get so excited when I have guests like this on the show. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as I said, thank you for having me. This is honestly crazy. But to start off, I'm 16. I just turned 16. And I would consider myself a singer-songwriter because I love writing songs and making music. And I've been writing songs for about 2 years, but I released my first single, which is called Complicated, back in April of last year. And I released my second single, Warming My Heart, September of last year. And I think the reaction I've been getting from people I know and people I love has been so insane. And it's been a dream come true for me, always.
Do you know something? Do you know what I was doing when I was 16?
What?
Absolutely nothing. I felt like if I went to school, survived the day, and got back home, I was doing more than enough. So when did you get into singing and songwriting?
Well, actually, it started out in school, in class. I just opened up the back of my notebook and started scribbling down random poetry, which I thought was good at the time. But honestly, if you look back at it now, it's horrifying, honestly. But I just write down any lyrics, and I used to have this dream that I just wanted to be a songwriter because I've always been singing and stuff. So when I found out that I could write songs, it was like, oh my God, I'm actually gonna write like Taylor Swift now. I want to write songs like Taylor Swift. And so I got the inspiration from so many other musicians, old songs like the Beatles. And so when I got my first piano, I started writing on my own songs and melodies. And it was when I got the courage to finally show it to my vocal coach, who helped me with the entire process, which was really exciting.
So tell us about that day. One, why do you feel like so many people would do something that in your heart, you know that this is solid? Of course, I feel like as we get older, as we get better, our definition of this is really good and solid changes. But also, I feel like there's always a little bit of intimidation when it comes to showcasing something that you've done, even though we've seen so many artists that really use the tools that they have to express themselves, and we see how it makes us feel better, how it makes us feel validated and seen. Why do you think that there's always this sense of awkwardness when it comes to showcasing something we've done ourselves?
Yeah, totally. I think for me, I also felt that kind of being intimidated when I released my second single, because I was like, I have to top the first one. I have to make something that is different and better. So I tried to kind of introduce a new genre to myself, and it was very pop and electronic, and it was very, very different than what people expected for me to release. But I think the honest love that comes from everyone is so worth the awkwardness and the anticipation, and I just love doing it so much.
So I remember writing on scribbling on the back of my notebooks, but I can honestly tell you that I never thought it was good. But what is your mental process? Does it come from a place of emotion? What goes through your head when you're writing?
It definitely happens right after someone does something to me, whether it's something that I love or something that I hate. When someone annoys me or makes me sad, I immediately go to my piano and I'm like, I have to write a song about this. You're going to have a song written about you if you do anything to me. I'm warning everyone. So it's really exciting to me because I feel all these emotions that I'm not able to describe to my closest friends or family, and they just come out in a song, and having them written down in my notes and being so excited to show them to everyone. So it's a really exciting process.
Tab, how do you feel after? Do you feel like this is a way to let out your emotions?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, before I was trying to find some kind of hobby for me to get my emotions out, but I couldn't really find anything until I was, introduced to music and songwriting. And I have to credit my sister because I know she's listening. She's the one who got me into, singing lessons, and because I wasn't really a social person before, so I hated going and talking to someone and having them test me about stuff. So I'm really grateful for that, and I'm just really happy that I get to do it.
Do you know something? I feel like everyone needs a little bit of a push to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like especially when you're younger and you're like in high school,
Definitely.
everything's outside of your comfort zone. You have like an entire world to experience. I'm really happy that someone did get through to you and did give you that push. So I am going to be actually playing your first single. We're going to be listening to Complicated, and I will pray to heaven that I did this setup thing right. So we're going to find out if I did. So this is Complicated by Katya on Play 99.5. And then we're going to be back with some questions on the Drive Back Show on Play 99.5.
Told me we've never talked before. When I asked, I didn't know this is what you had in store. I thought for a second I was the problem. I never considered it had nothing to do with me. Like regret, I never saw this coming. How could someone do this to an almost friend? Complicated is all that it was. A creature of habit, one of your flaws. Complicated, the word I heard the most. I never longed to be the ghost. The look in my eye when she laughed out loud, I couldn't breathe out, was being drowned. You shattered my glass. I never thought there'd be a chance. Complicated is all that it was. Your words slashed my stars, but all I did was not. Complicated story to break down. I can't help but tell it with a frown. Some people destroy the world for the lead role. Some people lay standing backstage with their stolen soul. But not today, no. I won't let you have it. But for now, I just have to admit that complicated is all that it was. A creature of habit, one of your flaws. Complicated, I say with no shame. Everything has changed, but I am still the same.
Complicated on Play 99.5, Jordan's #1 hit music station. Katya, that was so legit. I
my
am so shocked that this super song, also a lot of different instruments. Can you tell us a little bit about the music on that?
Definitely. I think I was asked about what instruments I wanted to have and what the vibe I wanted was. I was really nervous to meet my producer for the first time ever. And it was a secret I was keeping from everyone that I was nervous. But I couldn't really tell him what I want. I was sitting in the back oh my God, do I tell him or do I not tell him? But I ended up, telling everyone and telling him and telling my vocal coach that I wanted it to be really chill and really raw and emotional. And I think the guitar solo is something that was really important for me, for it to be in the song. I love guitar. I don't play guitar. My sister plays guitar, so credits to her. But
Did she play on this song?
no, I wish. I keep telling her I want you to play.
Yella, the next one.
Yeah, she has to, definitely. But yeah, I think the guitar solo really defined the entire song for me. And when I first heard it, I swear I felt like I was going to cry because it was really like my own guitar solo, like my own song. So it was really special.
It feels so good and so well put together, and I'm so proud of you for being able to put this.
So much.
So tell me a little bit about the creative process. So we know that you wrote it down, you had this feeling, but then what happens? I feel like we all kind of know the beginning and the end, but what happens in the middle, I think we're all in the dark about that.
It's a very different process for each song that I come up with. Usually it's lyrics and then melody, or melody and then lyrics, or both of them together. But after that, I pitch it to my vocal coach and we go to the producer. However, it's very hard to get, in touch with our different schedules. So it was really hard to get, at the same time sitting in the studio. But once we did, we just sit down together and I go in the studio and he's like, okay, start singing. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Someone tell me what to do. But I just start singing and he lays down the instruments above that after creating, a little demo. But a funny story is for the first song, Complicated, I went in to record the demo and it was my first time in the studio. So I went in, he was like, okay, start singing. And I was so nervous, Dana, I cannot even tell you. My voice was so shaky throughout the entire demo and it sounded really bad. And I wanted to tell him, I swear this is not how I sound. Trust me, I sound better. Just give me some time. But it all worked out in the end, so I'm really grateful.
Honestly, I feel like it is nerve-wracking. I can't have someone watch me make a sandwich. I feel like just being alone, being creative is one thing, but having it to kind of do it in front of an audience is a completely different thing. All right, so do you feel like now that you've put out more than one song, do you feel like now you've found your creative flow, or do you still feel like each song has to be triggered by something?
I do try to write songs, not on the spot by my emotions, but it's honestly much harder than you would think it is. I had a writer's block, is what they call it, for 4 months, which is a really long time. I could just not find inspiration. But then, 1 month ago, something happened and some, events unfolded in my life. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to write a song about this. And now, I don't like to reveal too much, but it is in the works. And I am talking to my producer and I'm really excited for what's to come. So
I'm really excited to hear it. So I'm sure we'll be hopefully sharing it with everyone on Play at 99.5 once it's out and once you're ready. So almost final question. Tell us a little bit about the cover art. While we were listening to the song, I was staring at the fairy lights. Where did that come from?
I have spoken a lot about my sister in this interview. I've realized, I should not have done that. She's gonna eat me alive. But I have to give her a lot of credit for the artist work that goes into this. The music video for Warming My Heart was all directed by her, and I got to edit it, which was fun. And for Complicated, I think we were just sitting on the bed. I was like, I have to create the cover art because it has to be submitted to Spotify really soon. And she was like, okay, we just have to try different things. And so we were just sitting on the bed and she was taking pictures. And then I was like, give me those lights. I saw lights on the ground. I was like, give me those lights, wrap them around my head or something, do anything with them. and we have to like shoot this cover now. And so she just put them in a really fantastic, magical way, and she just shot me from behind, and I was like, this is it, this is the one, and I want it to be the cover. So it was a really exciting process, and I just love doing it every single time.
Sarah, that's such a good story. You're making me miss my sisters. I'm gonna call them after this. They've never taken any kind of like cover art for me, so I'm gonna tell them that they need to step it up. But still, I feel like that is such a wonderful story. So, do we have a timeline on the new song? I'm personally really excited. So I'm like,
you know what? I love to keep things secret, and I do really spill out a lot of Easter eggs on my Instagram, and I have the words hidden somewhere in a caption or in a story, and I just love having people play these little games and have my friends be surprised about the name of the song. But I also like to play a lot with the dates. So if you realize, my song Complicated was released on April 20th, Warming My Heart on this September 22nd, and now I just might jump to 24th, so who knows.
I feel like we just got an Easter egg here on Play 99.5. All right, so I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for that, and you absolutely have to send it to us the moment you
Definitely.
put it out. Katya, I'm so happy that we got to spend a part of our afternoon together. So where can people find your music, and where can we find out more?
Well, you can find my music on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify. My name is spelled Katya with a Y, not an I or an E. But you'll be surprised to know my Instagram is just my name spelled out 3 times. It's very complicated, as my song would say. But definitely I can, showcase it to the world through my YouTube or Spotify or Anghami or, any streaming platform that you can find.
Absolutely awesome. So I can't wait to listen to the new songs and listen to Complicated over and over again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And we're going to be keeping an eye out for all of your new music.
Thank you so much for having me. I had tons of fun.
Thank you, my love.
Join us next Wednesday and meet yet another guest put under the spotlight with Donna Darwish. Only on Play 99.5.